10 things I got wrong about retirement. These are assumptions, these are rules of thumb, they are biases that I had, opinions going into retirement, proved to be wrong. I got six of them related to money, four in a category I call other. So total of 10 things I got wrong, plus I got a bonus of 3 things I got right at the end. So hang on to those. For those, I actually kept a journal in my early months, actually for a few years of retirement. And I reviewed that today and, kind of got a little chuckle out of some of the things that I was thinking at the time. None of these were catastrophic, but if you do them right, may save you some stress, may save you some money. So I thought I would pass on to you things that I did wrong. Okay, these are the money ones going first. Number 1, giving my notice at work. I should have tried to play a job elimination card. I should have tried to restructure to eliminate my job rather than just give notice. If I would have been successful at that, I may have got a retirement package, and I did not. Yeah, that probability is maybe 5-10% max, but I didn't even try. I don't know. I didn't do this well. I'd love to have a do-over on how I gave notice to see if I can position to get a package saying, hey, if we eliminate my position and created the organization like this, we can go down head count and save my position. That's something I've never talked about before, but it's in the back of my mind that, man, I should have gave this a good try. Number 2, my budget. I created a retirement budget, bottoms up, built it. Okay, this is not my pre-retirement budget. This is my post-retirement planned budget. I'm now spending about 80% of that. So I'm spending 80% of what my bottoms up budget was projected to be. I missed some easy ones like my car that I use to drive to work. I'm putting 2,500 miles a year on that instead of 15,000. Well, do the maintenance on that with oil changes, tires, and plus gas. It ended up being a lot of money. I looked at healthcare, my insurance, got something different than I was expecting. I've got a video on that linked below in my top 10 videos I got down below. Folks, top 10 questions people ask me. Life insurance, I canceled my life insurance. I cut the cable. I got a lot more time to investigate purchases and get a little better value. And all those things came into reducing my expected budget about 20%. So I was wrong about that, but that was good news. So I think that may be encouraging to you out there. Number 3, I've talked about this one a lot. Don't disconnect right now and stop listening, but spreadsheets. I had a lot of overconfidence in my ability to create spreadsheets, being a mechanical engineer. Number 1, my models were an oversimplification. I had a lot of assumptions in there around rates of return and inflation. I put in my early spreadsheets, I just put in, hey, I'm going to get 7% return on this money, and here it's going to grow every year. Sequence of return is a big deal when you're in the decumulation phase, okay? Decumulation, it's a big deal. Bear markets happen. Running a Monte Carlo simulation that software packages have, being able to stress test, early death, timing of Social Security, all those things were so much easier in a software package that I've seen financial advisors use, that my spreadsheets they were just wrong, okay? Just wrong. I was only able to do minor stress testing, like I said. Rates of return and spending is really my only levers I had. Rules of thumb I was using, like, hey, I'm going to remove 4%. Well, 4% is a good starting point, as you've heard me say in other videos, but that doesn't take into account one-time expenses, go-year spending, when your Social Security comes in, any pensions you may have. There's just, sequence of returns. I'm not sure if I said that. Sorry if that was a repeat. But rules of thumb was a problem for me. I had no plan to reduce taxes. This is all under spreadsheets. For most of my career, my whole career, I got paid on a W-2. That's the tax form you get, and they automatically take out taxes. You don't manage your taxes, they happen to you. Well, in retirement, you can actually have a plan to reduce taxes if you think about it. And I lost 2 years of doing Roth conversions because I just didn't think this was a big enough deal. And that's why I speak so passionately about taxes now. There are comprehensive software packages that exist. New Retirement is the one I use. Gives me clear vision of my expenses year by year through my mortality. It gives me my taxes year by year, suggests changes to improve my plan, both in taxes and in where money's invested. It just gives me a huge confidence to spend, and all that for $120 a year is really I didn't have that till about 2 years after retirement. I've been buying New Retirement for 3 years. They got a free version, and you can get free 2 weeks if you hit the first link below. If you hit the first link, try it out for 2 weeks, plan on buying it because it's a game changer for you. Number 3 money thing that I did wrong is, I assumed the experts, the professionals, the financial advisors had some intimate knowledge that I didn't have about retirement. They had some secrets that they were going to only unveil behind their closed doors to me that was going to be brilliant. They know something I don't. The rich are doing something different that I can only hear if I listen. This is why I went to 7 financial advisors and to listen to their pitch, what they had to tell me. And I was just like, well, that guy didn't tell me any secrets. The next guy didn't tell me any secrets. All this stuff was available pretty easily on YouTube and a Google search and articles people write. So I just assumed they had some inside information, and that was just wrong. They don't have any secrets for you. That's not saying you shouldn't use one or you should use one. I'm just saying don't expect the keys to the kingdom from a financial advisor. They may be a great decision for you, may not be. Number 5 thing I did wrong is, it is something I'm currently working on in a future video coming. I greatly undervalue bonds. Now recall, I retired at the very beginning of 2019. So it's been 5 years. And look at the bond market from like 2009 to 2019, those 10 years, 11 years, near zero. I mean, under 1, just nothing, just pitiful returns. So when I set up my buckets of money, we've talked about that enough, where my money was located, I got very low bond funds. I got 4 years in CDs and I bonds and money market funds, and then I got balanced funds, and then I have stock funds. I'm about 80-20 stocks to bonds right now. That's like I said, I'm going to make a video on this, but bonds are getting interesting now with the increase in interest rates. And I lucked out and I missed, I didn't have bonds in 2022, 2023. So all those horrible returns everybody got, I didn't, because the interest rates are going up, I didn't get that, or get impacted by that. But looking at bonds now, more in line with historical values, they should be a good part of my portfolio, more than they are now. So I'm biased because I greatly undervalue bonds, and I think that was a temporary thing versus, that's something I wasn't wrong about it in the first 10 years, but I'm wrong to discount them for my entire retirement. I think that's the message. Number 6, something I was wrong about was market fluctuations are 20 times, and that's just a big number, as emotional. I was a confident investor when I was working. The market went down 40, 50%. I lived through the dot-com, 2000, 2001, 2002. I lived through that. My investments, I saw them dive through that. I lived through the Great Recession. These are real events, and I saw my market value go down a lot. But I'm working. Hey, I'm dollar cost averaging in. I'm buying low. I just won't look at my balance for a few years. It'll all come back. It always does. And you're probably saying, yeah, that's me. I'm a pretty confident investor, but wait till you retire. Confidence to spend is a big deal when the market is down. I didn't foresee that being a problem for me. Market goes down, I'm down 30% in 2022. Confidence to spend is like, hey, let's not go on vacations, let's not spend any money, let's stop going out to eat. All those in my young years, being in my 50s of retirement, you don't want to waste those years and live like a miser. But you need a process. I needed a plan. My previous video, I talked about getting confidence to spend. Buckets help. Again, check out my previous video. I'll link that one. That'll be one of the two that I leave at the very end for you to look at. But I didn't realize that market fluctuations would be that emotional to me because retirement was new. Living off your nest egg is totally different than building it. Totally different. I didn't realize that. I was wrong. Okay. Relationship and other things that I was wrong about. Work needed me and at least would miss me. I mentioned this one because I hear this so much and it just reminds me of like, boy, I'm leaving. I really think I provided a lot of value to my company, and I may even get some consulting from them. I'm going to get some coaching. They're going to be calling me, asking for some help and some insights. I didn't get one phone call. I got some calls from colleagues that wanted some mentoring, coaching, personal stuff associated with work, but nothing associated with the business. Zero. Work got over me the day I left. Okay, so check your ego. I was very wrong about that. My ego had me, let's say. And I like to say the cemetery is full of irreplaceable people. So don't think that's, hopefully you can learn something from my errors. Another thing I was wrong about is I only focused on, did we have enough? Do we have enough, referring to money? We focused a lot on what we're retiring to as well, but there's a lot of details that I missed. And number one is where we're going to spend our time. Working with my wife, Lisa, on an average Wednesday, what am I going to be doing? What is she going to be doing? There's a big difference between being together from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. than being together 24/7. Big difference. I need some alone time is a common phrase we use now that I never used before. So before retirement, when you're just together too much. I needed my journeys to be on alone, and my wife needs hers to be on alone. And we needed to understand that that was okay. Also, one of the conversations I did not have with my wife, I knew this, but I just assumed she knew it, was the market may dictate, some of our spending. For example, a kitchen remodel, a vacation, a car. This was a real one for us. When the market was down 30%, I didn't want to buy a new car. We hadn't a plan to buy a replacement car, but when the car prices went through the ceiling and the market was down, I said, we're going to have to kick this can down the road. And that was, a little bit of a discussion, not an argument. Probably one of our biggest discussions was around giving. We've always given a lot of money, and we think that's our civic duty, but I don't want to get into that. But we gave a lot of money, and when I decided to retire, I sat down with Lisa and said, okay, I want to change our giving to this amount. And she was shocked by that. Like, we're not going to be giving the same amount. And I'm like, I'm not working. I think that's pretty obvious, but it was a big change. Probably one of our bigger debates was changing our giving. We still give away a lot of money, but it's significantly less than what we used to give away. Okay, so another thing I was wrong on, this is number 9 if you're keeping track, is my type A personality needed to be adjusted. So I needed a personality change. Type A personality are those people, which I'm included, that are driven to accomplish, to achieve, get things done. Type B personality are those people that enjoy life, enjoy a sunny day, just being happy, being in relationships, just enjoy the day, okay? And, you know, I think are people pure A or pure B, but I was leaning very hard towards an A personality. In retirement, it's hard for me, and I was, well, one example is I had a to-do list. You know, I was getting excited about retirement. I had a to-do list of projects around the house. I thought it was going to take me 2 years to get this list done, and I completed it in 2 months. Just, I went out and I was working 8-9 hours a day in my I had Monday through Friday to knock things out. I don't need to do that. Why not get one thing done a day? Why not one thing every other day? It's okay to say it's a nice sunny day, I'm going to go for a walk, instead of at the end of the day thinking, boy, I didn't accomplish anything today. That was a bad day. Where type B personality says, hey, it was a nice day. I went for a walk. I met with some friends, didn't get anything done, but man, was it a great day. That has been a little struggle for me, and I had no idea that I had to change, or I wanted to change. I see the beauty in being able to change towards a type B personality. I'll never get there, but I'm trying. I'm trying, and it's been fun. And I've had several days where I don't accomplish anything, and starting to feel okay about that. Number 10, things I was completely wrong about, was how much stress I was under working my job. I would have laughed at you if you said, Joe, you're under a lot of stress. I had a big job. I was a plant manager at a location. I had a lot of people issues, a lot of production issues, a lot of quality issues, environmental issues, safety issues. I had a lot of issues that I was working on, and I enjoyed the dance. I enjoyed the game. I did not think that excitement was stress until it went away. Okay, so you folks that think you're not under stress, my challenge is, I think you're wrong. You got deadlines, you got expectations. All those things were impacting my health and impacting my diet. I was stress eating. You know, there's a lot of studies out there on how stress, chronic stress, impacts your health long term. But the main way it manifests itself, and that was very recognizable, was in my diet. I don't stress eat anymore. I eat on purpose. I like to cook. We like to eat whole foods. Anyway, under a lot of stress. Okay, so those are my top 10 things. Now, what are the 3 bonus things that I got right? Okay, number 1, I started a retirement group. There's 2 other individuals in this group. There's 3 of us. Intimate sharing of our retirement plans, total sharing of expenses, savings, where we're invested, our fears, what decisions we're planning on making around Social Security, when to retire. Started this about a year before, maybe 3 or 4 months. I don't think it was a full year, maybe in 6 months before I retired. But that's been critical, not going through the journey alone, not having somebody to bounce ideas off, stock bond ratio, bucket approach to managing volatility in the market, managing bear markets, sequence of return risk. Not going alone is critical. critical. And a lot of folks don't know where to start there. I find a friend. People desperately want to belong to a group like this. It saves a lot of money and saves mistakes. Big savings is in mistakes in your plan, oversights and errors you're making because you're using spreadsheets or something like that. If you want a place to start, the second link below is some folks at Money Pickle that you can talk to a financial advisor for 45 minutes on your schedule on your topic. So you want to review your plan, confidence to spend, time into Social Security, your asset allocation, your asset location, any of those things. Hit the link, takes you to a calendar. I want to talk about stock bond ratio. Where should I be? I'm 62 years old. Whatever you want to talk about, those folks at Money Pickle. So another thing I got right is I would not even come close to being bored. So many people say this, and so I was probably worried about it a little bit. Like everybody's worried about being bored. I can never retire because I want to accomplish things. I'm a type A personality. I have dozens of hobbies, and what's cool is those hobbies are changing over time. It's kind of like eating at a buffet restaurant. You can sample things, decide you like them, sample things, you decide you don't like them. My first year and a half, I went fishing a lot. I don't fish at all anymore. I also bought a shotgun and did some skeet shooting. Did that for over a year. I don't do that at all anymore. I have a discussion group where we discuss topics and history. I started that 2.5 years ago. It's still going strong. I love that group. So I would never be bored with something I got right. Number 3 thing I got right, I didn't fall in the trap of working one more year. I retired when I was 54 years old, at the peak of my income, the peak of my career. The smart move financially would be to work 1 more year, 2 more years, 3 more years, and make a bigger nest egg. That's the smart play. Every analysis showed that. Could spend more money. I didn't get caught in that, and I'm very happy about that in my 5th year of retirement. So if you are retired, what did you get wrong? What are your lessons learned that you want to pass on? Share them in the comments. If you are not retired yet, you got a big fear out there, you got something you're scared about, something you're nervous about, something you don't quite have figured out, and you want to talk to somebody that's actually been retired, hey, put it in the comments. Perhaps I'll make a video on it. Most of my videos come from your comments, questions. So there you go. This is Joe out.